What's good, y'all? My name is Monty. If you don't know me, welcome to my channel. For those that have been around, appreciate you for tuning back in to another video. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm about to talk to y'all about a real touchy subject. I feel like nobody really talks about, the things that people really go through when it comes to mental health, especially my guys, my men, just mental health in general for everybody, but especially Gen Z. Mental health is destroying Gen Z. It is. It is. It's not good. Mental health is destroying a lot of people's lives, but specifically on my generation, it's becoming to turn into an all-time high. You might say that Gen Z is the most how can I word this, man? Gen Z might be the most stressed out generation of all time. And that's putting it light. That's putting it very light. Let's just start by saying that Gen Z has unlimited access to almost any type of information that you can imagine off of a Palm Pilot, your phone, as Cat Williams would say, right? All of this access to information, all of this access to reach other people. Hell, you could be in Mexico right now and I could text you off of an app and reach you all the way over there. But you know the craziest part about all that? Even though we have all this access to information and to be able to reach each other and stay connected, somehow we still feel alone. It's crazy though, right? In this day and age, we dealing with, and I want to dive into it in another video, but deeper, but aloneness is what a lot of people are dealing with. Being alone. And I know when you're alone, especially when you by yourself, your mind that do things to you. Like you could be on a jog and then you get alone one good time. It's like your whole mood shift, especially at night. At night is when it hits. It hits so different for some reason. I can't even explain to you right now why. It's just, I don't know, between these hours, and type in the comments if I'm wrong, between 12 a.m. and like that 4 o'clock a.m. mark, turn your phone off. Don't watch no TV. Just sit by yourself. In between those times, for some reason, it hits so hard. You start thinking about life, it hits. And I know how it is when you by yourself and your mind to play these tricks on you. You start questioning yourself. It's a way to defeat all this, and you got to think positive before you go to sleep. You got to think positive as your day is going. You got to think positive thoughts, because the mind is a powerful thing, and if you let it, your conscience will end up taking over. It really will. And you don't want to be in a position where when you get by yourself, you start thinking negative thoughts. And I'm not going to dive too deep into that, because YouTube is kind of sensitive when it comes to those things, but I'm going to just keep it PG-13 as far as that. Number two, I think it's these phones, bro. It's these phones, it's social media. A lot of people will start to compare their success in life personally to other people's success. And I'm gonna tell you that right there is the thief of joy. That comparison crap, you gotta cut that. And here's why. When you compare yourself, bro, you gotta understand everybody's blessing is different. You know, everybody's blessing is different when it comes to anything that you're doing. You might not be getting blessed right now or have that type of opportunity that somebody else got because you're not ready for it. And that might seem harsh, but it's the honest truth. Maybe they were ready. It was their time now. It ain't your time yet. You get me? And the thing about it is, when it's not your time, you'll think like this. Well, why ain't it me? You know, why I feel like I'm stuck. You know, you start thinking like that. But when you had this mind shift of life where maybe it ain't my time yet because I'm not ready, and I just keep grinding till it is my time, you'll have a better outlook on life. You get what I'm saying? It's not just not seeing, you know, well, when is it gonna be mine? That's the part of patience. You gotta be patient when it comes to success. You gotta be patient when it comes to it being your time to finally shine. Cause right now it ain't time yet. But when it is your time, just show out. Show out when it's your time. But for right now, keep doing what you're doing and grind. Keep doing what you're doing on this path right now because your time is coming. It's just not now, bro. And once you understand that, you'll be all right. Gen Z, I know y'all probably feel worse than ever when it comes to stuff like that. Social media have your mind so wrapped around comments, like sharing and all this crap to the point you'll lose sight of what real life is. You'll lose sight of it so quick, and that's why people fall into this pit of depression or this pit of non-satisfaction with things. It's because it's constantly revolved around social media. You know, you'll get so lost that mental health will be the last thing on your mind. It's true. You know, all this endless doom scrolling, that's what I call it. I call it doom scrolling because a lot of the women out here got it bad with this TikTok, bro. How long do you spend on TikTok? I need y'all to go to your phone and see your screen time on certain apps. You'll be like, wow. But people don't do that. People don't do that. You know, a lot of us are dealing with this economic uncertainty and uncertainty in life. A lot of y'all are in this age gap of 18 and 25, 26, where you honestly don't know what you want to do in life. And I know it is. I know you are. Just as sure as I'm sitting here. You in this age gap where you don't know whether you want to go here or you want to go here. Growing up during these times of economic crap like instability, recessions, like we in this gap where it's a lot going on, and it's kind of hard to keep your mental health straight when you worried about bills, you worried about paying this, you worried about paying that, rent prices, student loans, debt, all of this crap. It's hard as hell to keep your mental stability at a certain level that it has to be at every day. How can you focus on mental health when you got all of this going on? It's hard when you're worried about doing that. And it's not even just about money. It's not about uncertainty of the future. That's not what I'm saying. Will we own homes? Will our jobs be here? Will I get a job? Will my job still exist in 10 years? It's a lot that go behind this. That uncertainty creates this constant low level of anxiety. And that's another thing that I want to touch into a later video. But anxiety is another thing that we are all dealing with, right? That's hard to shake off. That's hard to shake off. We're dealing with overwhelmed information, and it's like this. It's good to have information, but it's not always a good thing, right? Every day we're hit with, thousands of pieces of information. You hear people telling you to invest, but then you also hear people saying the stock market about to crash. I'm telling you, it's almost like living in a simulator. That's what life feels like at times. Life feels like a damn simulator, and we living in a damn video game, right? It's like taking the blue pill and the red pill. It's like you either go here or you go there. It's exhausting to keep up with. We're not just experiencing fear of missing out or fear of missing out on social media. It's a whole lot of, I don't even know what word to use. It's a information overload that we are all having. It's a tough situation. Even if you're actively looking at this, you looking at what you should be investing in, what you should be paying off, what you should be doing. It's tough. Like as I'm sitting here doing this video, I'm thinking about all of my things that I have to figure out and do. It's overwhelming. Despite being the most connected generation of all, we are all dealing with, and maybe not all, but finding real connections is hard in this day and age. Like, nobody talks about how hard dating is right now. Dating is hard as hell right now, for real. Like, on some real spill, finding a real connection with somebody, and it don't even gotta be with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Finding a genuine, like, locked in relationship with, like, friends is so hard when people feel like they can use you, or just finding a genuine person nowadays. It's the hardest shit ever. How many of us have scrolled through Instagram stories, TikTok, Facebook, and while sitting alone, wishing we could actually go hang out with somebody? But it's hard to do that when you have people in this world that aren't really genuine like you. It's hard to do that. The pandemic only made it worse. Everybody was locked up, couldn't get out, and now it's even harder to form that deep type of connection with somebody. A meaningful relationship, meaningful friendship. We've treated this aspect as if it's non-existent. We try to push it off. The same way we try to push off with mental health. You can have a Snapchat streak with somebody, text constantly, but you know what it ain't gonna fix? Loneliness. It ain't gonna fix it at all. The lack of connection leads to isolation. I dropped a video a couple weeks back just saying, like, how isolation is how you improve, but if you don't use the isolation in the right way, it can lead to a downward spiral. Is what I don't think I even said that in the video, and I probably should have said that. But if you do not use the isolation to better yourself, and you're using it just to linger around, you will fall into a pit of destruction. That's just how it go. Because how your mind is set up, especially if you're not in the right mind frame or in the right mindset, you will fall. Okay? And last but not least, I'm sure you've seen videos around that said, nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself, which is very true, because especially in my generation, we have this stigma where it's like people are seeking help. You could even take my situation. In July, I was in a lot of debt, right? And I didn't need any help, right? My whole point of why I got on this platform was to motivate people and to show y'all that, things are possible with a plan, okay? People thought I needed help getting out of debt, which I don't mind, the information or anything, but when, how can I explain it? You have to realize that nobody is coming. Like, you seeking help isn't always going to be there, is what I'm saying. Seeking help, there's nothing wrong with it, but many of us don't understand when it comes to mental health. A lot of us won't seek help, right? A lot of us will put it off as if they're okay. And deep down, you're not okay, bro. You're not okay at all. Some people don't have access to therapy. Some people don't have access to YouTube or something like this. A lot of people are using this platform to vent, which isn't good, in my opinion. Others are afraid of being judged, the whole nine, bro. And this stigma is real. And when you feel like you have to face your problems alone, they only get worse. So I just want to say that to say this: you don't have to do this life thing alone. You don't have to do none of this alone. If you are facing mental health or anything like that, I advise anybody to go seek help, which is therapy. Talk to friends that you have a real connection with, because people will try to use things against you for their gain. So, just watch who you talk to. But yeah, I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, which I really didn't know how to approach this situation, because I know a lot of people are dealing with this. So make sure you guys take care of your health. Take care of you first before anything. And at the most, if nothing is working, please seek help, because mental health matters. I see so many stories of things like this going wrong when it could have been handled ASAP, or at the bud, or at the beginning of everything before it turns sour. So y'all be safe.